In particular, since October last year, Gaza has been in the epicenter of the war. It has been in the epicenter of the news. But there is no Hamas in the West Bank. There is no war in the West Bank. Then why are the Israeli soldiers torturing, captivating and arresting Palestinians there? And for how long has that been the standard practice? In the following report, we shed a light on the atrocities taking place in the West Bank. Take a look.
West Bank is not Gaza. West Bank does not have Hamas ruling it. West Bank is not the epicenter of the ongoing Israel-Hamas war. And yet, the territory has, for decades, been at the receiving end of a long, brutal Israeli occupation. The past week saw yet another raid by Israeli troops in Jenin. The IDF carried out a 2-day raid in the region, killing 11 people, which include 4 children, and injuring over 25 others. The streets of Jenin saw yet another funeral procession, a sight that has become common for locals.
What happened is that I was at home and my children were at school when the army raided the camp. I didn't know what to do and stayed inside for 2 hours. After that, I risked my life and went to take my children before leaving the camp.
Miles away from Gaza, which is crumbling under Israeli military's onslaught for months now, Palestinians in the West Bank have their own tales of horror and torture to tell. Occupied by Israeli forces and thousands of Israeli settlers, this Palestinian territory has witnessed a surge in violence for more than a year, especially since the war in Gaza began over 7 months ago. Over 1,500 Palestinians have been killed in the past 16 years by Israeli military and settlers alike, of which 500 were killed in just the last 6 months. This time, however, Israeli soldiers are under the scanner for not just abuse against Palestinian civilians, but for filming and uploading it on their social media. Since October 7th, Israelis have used popular social media platform TikTok to release videos and images that show tortured Palestinian civilians, some blindfolded, stripped naked, their hands tied behind their backs, and several signs of physical abuse on their bodies. Even Israeli soldiers who have been suspended continue to post abusive content from the West Bank even today. Israeli forces have also detained thousands in West Bank, exposing them to humiliation, beatings, and other forms of torture. Several incidents that came to light recently took place before October 7th. The gross violation of human rights raised global alarm. Even Israel's greatest ally, US, took note and investigated the abuses. The US State Department identified 5 Israeli military units responsible for these crimes, and yet Washington took no action against the IDF. Make no mistake, America's Leahy laws require the country to take disciplinary action against countries that the US provide training and arms to.
It is a historical fact that Israel occupied the West Bank, Gaza, and the Golan Heights after the 1967 war.
Experts weighing in on the matter say that proper application of Leahy laws should serve as a strong deterrent against human rights abuses by Israeli forces and settlers alike. But for years, Washington has looked the other way and continues to do so.